Another Friday, another midnight at noon. It's the same thing every week. Y'all know the deal. Hello, Austin.
Hello. Hello, Mogg,
Um,
and hello, all you beautiful people out there.
I got important things to talk about today.
Okay.
What do you think God's favorite robot is?
God's favorite robot.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a question to dump on me. Do you have an answer while I'm thinking?
Well, no, I just kind of okay. So we can also take this a different direction, right? But I did see the Mad Lads in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Because recently, last week I think it was CES, right?
Right.
And so CES, big Las Vegas tech conference. They got all the new gadgets. People got phones that fold 7 ways. They got new gaming monitors that have AI cheats in them. All sorts of bullshit. But the one thing that stood out to me, the absolute deranged engineers at Kawasaki. These guys, I got it ready. Don't worry.
Is this the motorcycle thing?
This
Yeah.
is the fucking
Yeah.
robot horse. These
Yeah.
motherfuckers are trying. They say they're gonna make it. I don't believe them, but they said this will go into production. I think they're liars, just because look at this fucking thing.
I
There's
mean,
no
that's
way.
pretty cool though.
But yeah, this is the kind of fucking future shit I want, right? Like
Right.
Japan's making the future that we all want with robot horses. Um, yeah, man. I
Yeah.
just nobody else is doing it like this.
No, I mean that is pretty cool.
I mean, it's not gonna happen, but
No, I mean,
damn,
if
is
it
it a good
does,
idea?
it's not gonna have. I mean, maybe I don't know anything about robots or engineering or anything, but I just can't imagine it would be that fluid and I mean, it's obviously that's a CGI rendering and they're doing animation there, so it's like if it was that fluid though, I mean it's pretty cool looking. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to ride around on a little robot
I
horse.
mean, when you think of like the Boston Dynamic dogs and shit, like they do move, and they balance with insane shit. Like they're.
Yeah, it just that movement looks very feline to me, and I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if you can
it's not gonna
really
be like that.
express that. Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
more
mean,
robotic. But
yeah, yeah.
I mean, the things that I think are impossible with it is
See,
a reasonable price tag, and they also say it's gonna be like a helium engine, and I'm like, nah, dog. That's you just give me an old two-stroke on the back of that. Like fuck the environment.
yeah,
We're already riding horses. Case.
I don't I don't know. I don't know enough about robotics to understand how that would even work, but I mean it's cool, it's interesting. God's favorite robot, definitely not though. That's definitely an abomination. I would say God's favorite robot uh just off the top of my head was going to be something like a Roomba cuz a little bit of time savings, but C-dubs
Cleanliness
did
is close to
remind me.
godliness. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But even better answer, and C-dubs did remind me of this. Rosie, the robot from the Jetsons, of
Hmm.
course,
Uh,
is the top
I
tier
mean, we can
robot.
also take it in the direction of like, what kind of wild tech shit do you think people need to be making, or what other animals? Because
What other animals?
horse is wild. Because we made car, and we're like, we don't
Right,
need horse no more, right?
right. Like, why not whale? That would make more sense, I think. It's kind of
Isn't
just a
that just
submarine, but
submarine? Yeah, we
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, bird is just plain.
Well, bird
Like,
is
what do you?
drone, but yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
you
mean,
the mole.
all why?
Because there's not a underground. I mean, outside of like I guess subways, but I'm what do we need? What do we really need to make robot animals? Dinosaurs, and then just a full on New Horizon or Horizon Zero Dawn, the whole thing.
This does got some Horizon vibes.
Oh yeah,
This fucking
100%. That's
horse,
the first
yeah.
thing that I thought when I saw it was like that looks like I should be fighting it with a spear.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I don't know. When it comes to applying this kind of stuff to like warfare and
Well, no, but
citizen control,
this is
I
not
don't like it.
like I don't know what you're talking about because on this one, there's no chance You think some motherfuckers are gonna ride this into war like a new age cavalry instead of just
No,
being in
no,
a
but
tank?
I'm saying like when it comes to like, the robot dogs, like drones, stuff like that, I don't like it. I think drones are cool for the purposes of like,
Videography and shit.
videography and, even like wildlife preservation and stuff like that. But yeah, when it comes to like warfare and population control, it's just I don't like it. I've seen too many, Black Mirrors and things adjacent to that to just be like, it's not a good. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. But a Rosie, and like, is it Tesla that's coming out with these like robots you can have in your house where people will like remote in and be your, butler? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's more so that the AI is supposed to be a butler, but currently
Well,
everybody
currently, yeah.
suspects it's
No,
the other acronym for AI is another Indian because a lot of it is just like guys in India
yeah.
at customer service like doing it, right?
Well, yeah, we even spoke to somebody who, and I hope this isn't gonna like blow up their spot or dox them or anything, but we spoke to somebody who we knew. I guess I won't say where it was, but they were hired as a model for like a tech conference to be a robot
Yeah.
and pretend that they were a robot, but it was really just them in makeup, and they just like tried to pass off that like, oh, look at these really advanced robot kind of thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
it wasn't so nefarious as they were like selling or seeking investment, but like the intention was to fool people into thinking that they were actually robots, and it was like, it's kind of weird.
Sometimes big corporate scams like that are like the funniest, cool shit ever. Like I don't know. Sometimes you want to root for an underdog, right? Like that is shitty and stupid. But you can also see the movie where they're like making this product and they fool everybody by just getting dudes in suits. I mean,
Yeah.
and also if there's anyone that I think it might be ethical to scam, it's probably tech venture capitalists.
Yeah, VCs.
Like
Yeah.
if you scam a tech VC compared to like a single mom, like yeah,
Right.
it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know. I know there's a famous one, a car company, Austin, you'll love this. I think it was Lancia. They had to build
Mhm.
500 other cars to homologate them. It means like you have to have X amount of like road bearing cars sold to customers, or you can race that car, right?
Mm.
In a series. They couldn't make it. So what they did was they made like as many as they could, and then they showed them the like all the people, the FCIA, whatever the racing federation came out, and then they were like, "Look, here's like 50 cars, and then we gotta walk to another building." And the guys would drive all those 50 cars to a different warehouse, and then they went to lunch and got them pissed drunk, and then showed them the same 50 cars 3 more times. And they were like, "Yep, they got 500 cars. We saw them all with our eyes." And that's how they actually got into the fucking race. Like,
That's amazing.
and that's such a like just what a fucking great thing to do, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Just
like that.
pulling a
That's funny.
ruse on the governing board.
I mean, I'm sure there is a reason for that regulation, but that's pretty funny. You stop looping this video though, because it's distracting me.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
People tell
yeah, no,
stories to say they're talking about the yeah. There's a famous Tesla AI robot, and you can very clearly the guy takes off the helmet is very much what it's up against.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't. This whole robots thing, like you know, in certain areas, it's like, yeah, I guess I get it. I mean, like, I'm not a luddite by any means, and I'm not trying to like stop advancements in like technology or anything that lessens human suffering is great. But I feel like I don't know, some of this stuff is getting a bit much, especially with like AI and like especially generative AI in like the video sense. It is. I know you're not on
Give this
TikTok. That's the. Oh, there we go.
the guy just
Oh,
that's very good.
very good. Um, yeah, yeah. I know you're not on TikTok, but TikTok is just riddled with so much generative AI, and it's like, it's still at the point where
You can tell, but
you can
it's
kinda tell.
getting 2 years
Yeah.
ago. If you had it do spaghetti, like
Uh-huh. Yeah,
no
the Will
chance,
Smith.
even like
Yeah.
your mom would like she'd be like, "That's AI." But now you have to like start zooming in. Like that's when I knew we were fucked. When I had to start zooming in, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that I'm seeing less and less of it, and I don't know if it's because more people are rejecting it and there's a crackdown, or it's just become to the point now where it's flying under the radar a lot
Yeah,
easier. But that kind of leads me to something that I kind of wanted to talk to you about a little bit.
yeah,
So just kind of in the advancement of like AI and algorithms and everything within our space within entertainment. Um, I am and have always been a big TV person, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't care for movies. And I know that's like weird to a lot of people. A lot of people are like really into like, the classic movies and they want to go to the theater all the time and stuff. And like I go to the theater for dates, but like I don't really enjoy movies. And I think TV is a lot better because it's like you don't have to fit an entire contained story in 2 hours, right?
yeah.
Like when
Movies
I'm
are a
watch
more limiting. It's weird because I think a lot of people like wanted to make a movie like before prestige TV movies
right.
were like, but yeah, now I feel like the time constraint.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
and
you do
it
six
it
seasons of a
almost
show, you have so much time.
right, and it almost kind of like makes movies to me at least feel extremely predictable because it's
Yeah,
like, okay, I've been watching this movie for about an hour. We're about to get to the climax.
yeah, it
There's
has to
gonna be a
wrap.
plot
Like,
point tension, yeah, and
yeah,
then it's gonna resolve with it, and, like, I hate that format so much, and movies feel like such a waste of time to me personally, and, like, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's been a couple of good movies that come out, comedies, for example, I don't really care because it's a comedy, it's low
yeah,
stakes, but, like, any kinda drama especially, I hate drama movies. So I really love TV and like both like scripted and non-scripted. I'm a big fan of things like Survivor and Traders and all that fun stuff. But I know you're a little bit out of the loop on this, and this happened a couple weeks ago, so it's kind of old news at this point. But Stranger Things recently had its final season, right?
yeah,
Um, and you've watched the first 4 seasons.
yeah. I watched all of it up until this new. But I haven't watched it yet. I don't know. I felt like the last one jumped the shark. Pretty.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So you and I are in complete alignment here. I dreaded watching season 5 because I hated season 4. Because
It
like
was just mid. It came down like season 1 and 2 are legit like good.
right,
Um,
right.
and
Season
it
1 and
sucks because
2.
season 4, like that's the one, like that's the first one where they fight what's his face Vecna, right?
Vecna.
That's like
Yeah.
he is a good villain. Um, and I liked a lot of the shit they did with the flashbacks with him in 11 or whatever. Like they kind of had good plot points and things going on, but also I don't know, there was so much shit around the main characters and stuff that just was like I
Yeah,
the one
for
in the
me,
mall, that's the one with the one in the mall, they should have ended
uh,
there with what's his face
yeah,
dying.
Hopper. Yeah,
Before his wife told us all how much of a fucking scumbag he was in an album.
yeah, yeah.
Man, that's gotta
Um,
really someone make an entire album about how much you fucking suck. Like that's 50 Cent hatred right there. 50 Cent and
yeah.
Lily Allen should hook up and talk about hating fuckers.
But so like and that's the thing about like seasons 1 through 3 were really really good. It was this like character driven sort of quirky show, almost kind of felt like a Twin Peaks or something. Like it was a very fun vibe, right? And then season 4, and I've seen this more and more like creeping in. It felt like it had to be a Marvel movie. Like, and I
Yeah.
think that that's kind of like there's like a certain level of success that people get to and they forget why they got there and then they start mirroring other successful things and completely like kills what it is that they're doing. And like you kind of see like just everything feels like it has to be a Marvel movie now. And like another really good example of this is like I love Star Trek. Star Trek is a fantastic show. I didn't grow up watching it. I found it later on in college, but like the J.J. Abrams Star Treks are so unrecognizable to the television series. They're just action movies, and like they're devoid of anything that makes the original interesting. Like these characters that really have like these intimate character moments and exploring like new worlds and playing with all of these different morality and like questions of what it means to be like human and stuff. And instead you've just got, oh, we're on this giant ship and there's lens flares everywhere and we've got to blow up this thing because the Klingons or whatever. It's just like everything kind of comes to that point. Even like Game of Thrones, the first seasons are so good because you're watching these characters and you're getting like these intimate character moments and these plot twists and stuff. And then the last season is just like CGI dragons and these big action pieces, and it just throws everything out the window. So
I
I'm not gonna spoil the final season. Go ahead.
I mean, I think a lot of it is a Mr. Beastification of like everything, and like he's not really
It's
that guy. But like the point here is that there's like a lot of layers. I imagine for them, the production budget dictates a lot. They got to be by necessity. I'm sure the actors are paid 50
sure,
times what they're paid in season one.
sure.
The budget is probably insane, and so the studio is demanding a fucking lot more. I mean, I feel like there was even some of that shit inside, like Rooster Teeth at times with Shinlock 2. We didn't even get to like really touch it much because like it's too expensive and therefore too important to have it like. And this is
Right.
me in speculation, right?
Sure, sure.
But like there's a layer that where I think budget creep changes how things work. I think
Right, but you
a
don't have to
show
spend
is.
that budget.
I mean, well, no, I'm saying they kind of do because all the actors are so fucking expensive, and then so
Right, but you
everything
don't have to
matches up to
spend
that.
well, you
In
don't have to spend all that money on the CGI and the
well,
like
the
over the
point
top.
is with the Mr. Beastification is like you build a thumbnail, title, and a trailer first, and so without things having these humongous set piece action things or these big extravagant moments, like if it was a show just about like you could never make an interesting trailer for a show that's mainly about like conversations and interesting interpersonal
Sure, sure, but
connections. Like this
and
just
and
not a
so
thing, right? You need this
that's my
bullshit.
point though. My point though is that people are playing towards this algorithm. They're playing towards a system that is not built for television, and it's like or at least modern television. Like back in the day with your like sitcoms and asynchronous stories and all that stuff. I'm talking about like prestige television, kind of like post. I don't know if it was the one to do it, but like Breaking Bad is kind of lauded as that series that started making people take television as a serious medium for like storytelling. But everybody's pushing
Yeah.
towards
I mean, I think The Wire came before that. HBO was doing it for
sure,
a
sure,
while. Like, I think it really was
right.
Sopranos that, like, blew it out.
Yeah, yeah. But that's, everybody's pushing towards this algorithm now. They've got, Netflix is reportedly telling their writers that they need to start dumbing down their television shows for people who are watching it as second screen content so that the characters need to be announcing what it is that they're doing and the plot points because they're assuming that people aren't paying attention and maybe they aren't. But like when you're doing that, you're not making a YouTube video, right? You are making a final season of a show. Yes, maybe your final season's trailer will get people who have never watched the show to be like, "Oh, I want to watch this show." But you already have that audience that has been built up from those first 3 seasons who like what it is that you have done and the way that you have been telling your story. It doesn't make sense to change it. It doesn't make sense to blow it all up and abandon that entire fan base. So that's kind of what happened with this finale, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but like the the whole like the dialogue within the final season of Stranger Things, it just feels very weird. It's very stilted. There's these really weird jokes that don't feel like they were written by a person. There's a lot of things there are like continuity error mistakes. There are things that they set up as rules either in previous seasons or in this season, and then they break those rules. Um Not for any reason other than they got broken, right? And there's just like a lot of the ending's kind of ambiguous and illogical in a lot of ways. And it got to the point, and I'm surprised you haven't heard about this. You're not on TikTok, and I think maybe a lot of it was centered there, but the entire fan base gaslit themselves into thinking
There was
that
another episode coming.
there was another
And
episode,
I
that the
heard something about
finale.
that.
Yeah. So that is what Conformity Gate is that they looked at this finale and they were like, well, this can't be the ending. And then people started picking up all these continuity errors that have been signs in the past that like their minds are being messed with. So a pretty large portion of the fan base convinced themselves that these errors, these mistakes in the shooting, this bad writing was all intentional because everybody was under Vecna's spell and the ending wasn't real and it was just, them being under mind control. And just the whole thing was crazy. It was kind of yeah, Inadequate says it was the funniest and saddest thing to see happen. And it really was because being in production, no, they did not do that. Like that would be the stupidest move to do. If they pulled it off, yes, it would be great and crazy, but the level of risk to that is just insane. Nobody would ever do that. So the episode when it was supposed to launch, obviously nothing happened, but Netflix went down for a little bit because everybody was flooding Netflix. And then the next week Netflix releases the making of documentary.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the highlights from that?
No, I mean, I just saw, I was on Netflix the other night and I saw that was like one of the top movies.
It is crazy that they would put this out because it's like
I wonder if they did intend to put it out on the date and then they were like, we cannot do this. We cannot put this out and people will be so fucking mad. Just
they
save it a
did it
week.
anyway.
Well, they
No,
saved
no,
it
no.
a week, so it wasn't the same date, right? Like, if they dropped it on that date, like, I wonder if there was something where they were like, because like there was some reason people thought that date specifically, like something in the show pointed to it. I don't really understand what was going on.
Yeah,
But
there was just so much like conspiracy theories and like, oh look, they posted a thing, and if you look at the clock behind them, it's 107, so they're gonna release it on the 7th, and all this just
I
numerology
I wonder if
bullshit.
they
Like
did do. They were like, "This will be a cute little Easter egg, and it'll be really
yeah.
silly." And then people fucking ran 100 miles with it, and they were like, "Oh God, no!"
But this making of documentary, they are literally there being like, yeah, we're filming the finale right now, and it's not written. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then it's just like you can tell everybody like they're talking to the actors and the actors like my character wouldn't say this or like hey these characters don't know this thing about my character currently so we need to like I want to whisper this to them because otherwise like this doesn't make any sense so the actors are fixing lines and you can tell the entire production crew looks miserable. Like the Duffer Brothers walk in at one point and they're explaining a set and they just kind of walk out and everybody's like wait, how are we gonna do this? We've got like this much time and like
Yeah,
no, but like it's impossible. Just like coming in, setting everything on fire, just telling people like, hey, figure it out, do it. And the whole time, there's somebody who's like calls out a major thing that the fans had an issue with, and they're like, I think if we don't do this, that's crazy. And then somebody else is like, nah, we don't need to do that. And then it's just there's all of these like moments. There's one moment where people have zoomed into this. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but there's their laptop open and there's like 3 chat GPT tabs open.
yeah, that
And
makes
it's
sense.
just the whole thing is
Uh,
insane.
I mean, you just get to a point, right? Like, I think anything, there's like a everything has this point of success.
Yes.
Um, I was listening to a podcast from there's a guy, Cause Sam and I love guy, Brian Scotto. He made one of the biggest car company things. I've seen the stickers again. It's like a really big thing. Anyways, he had a thing he was saying that like the company got too big and sold to venture capital money, like a thing. But for him, he said something where if you can't take the team to eat together, your team's too big. like
Mm.
for to actually have meaningful like interpersonal relationships in the workplace, and for have it like vibe like hard, like to have that actual, not about working tons of hours, it's kind of like about having that crew, right? I mean, I know we all kind of were like that in the old Screw Attack days. That was kind of every day, pretty much. Sometimes you'd have two lunch groups because nobody fucking Chick Fil
Because
A again or
Chad,
whatever Chad
because
was on.
Chad always wanted
Yeah,
teriyaki chicken from that
yeah.
one place, and
Because
we're like,
yeah, it
we've
was
had it
Panda
12
Express or Chick
times.
Fil A. He was like, either we're getting a bastardized version of Asian food, or we're trying to oppress the gays. You know,
Yeah.
that's how you do it. An addiction to chicken. Um, but yeah, and I that kind of resonates. Like I get that, and I think that is kind of there is a good thing about having a lot of people, large teams, blah blah blah, do more. But there is also something really special about smaller teams. I mean, I kind of think that's a little bit the current era of Death Battle. Everybody talks to each other. There's a lot more
Yeah.
like being
Well, and I
tight.
also think like the people get more money and don't. I think having limitations helps spark creativity, right? I think if you just have infinite money and infinite time, A, nothing will ever get done, and B, like you're gonna lean on the crutches of other things. Like I really feel like those big action scenes and stuff, those are crutches. They're not interesting. They don't really do anything as far as story is concerned. I don't really want to watch somebody in an epic fight for like, 20 minutes. Like I'm way more interested in the character stories and those sorts of things. And maybe that's a personal preference, but I just yeah. I think when you hit a certain level of success, I think it's very easy for people to kind of lose the point of why and how they got there and try to
Yeah,
deviate from that. Which is not to say you can't try new things and do new things, but I think within a self-contained story, it just like the tonal shift from season 3 to season 4 to season 5 and in Stranger Things, it to me feels like a completely different show. And so it's like, yeah, I really like this
there's
show, but I don't like this other one.
I want to say Orson Welles. There's an Orson Welles thing. He says the enemy of art is the absence of limitations.
Mhm.
And that's kind of exactly what you're saying, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't have, and I know there's another, I think it was like anything, constraint breeds creativity, like a thing, like, and that's
Well, yeah, because I mean
to
that's
a big extent that's true, right?
yeah, necessity is the
In
mother of invention. Like that, those are it is a very true thing. And like you even look at like Star Wars was so revolutionary and they had to like figure out how to do all of that stuff, or even like really old VFX and stuff. But today, when you can just type into your computer, show me Will Smith eating a plate of spaghetti, it's like
I kind of think
all that's
that
gone.
is, I've never thought about it in that way, but maybe that's something about AI that really turns me off is that it lacks any sort of like constraint. Like it as a creative medium feels like it's not like painting. You have brushes, you have things. There's possibilities and impossibilities and boundaries. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just too
It
unconstrained in a way that
It
really
removes
makes
the
it boring.
meaning. Yeah, it
Yeah.
removes the meaning from anything, the intention from anything. It's not like, "Oh, what was this artist feeling or thinking when they made this? What were they trying to convey?" It's no, what was their prompt? What
Yeah,
model were they using?
you don't,
Like,
and that's the thing with AI too. You don't ever get to make individual choices. You get to make broad strokes, and that's like kind of fine. And that's kind of why I'm not like upset about AI taking notes in a meeting, but like
yeah.
making art in like it doesn't. Yeah, it's just something about it just feels really, and I think it is that lack of control. Not a medium. Can't define its medium in a way like you can put the shackles on it, I guess, but that's still yeah.
Yeah. And this might be me being a dinosaur yelling at a cloud kind of thing, and this is the way that the future is going to go. I just strongly feel like yeah, in art you need to have limitations, and I don't think that AI limits people in a way to make meaningful art. Maybe that'll change in the future. Maybe people won't care in the future and it's just a different form of art. That's my 2 cents to bring this whole thing back from robots to TV back to robots. Stories of a Satyr. What is your favorite fictional robot? Um, I mean Rosie, also GI Robot, but Rosie. You got a favorite fictional robot? One of the ones from Star Wars, maybe.
I was kind of thinking it like that. I always had a soft spot for R2D, but
He's a pretty good guy.
trying to think if it got to be a better. I think I'd pick one of the hot ones.
Car robots don't have enough personality for me.
I mean, Kit does, but it's also just like an old.
Eh, yeah.
You know, I read all except for the newest Murderbot books.
Hmm.
Uh, and there's a spaceship in it called Art that is really fucking great. Um, yeah, art is a fantastically well done character. But I have watched the first. They made it into an Apple show, which usually Apple doesn't miss.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if it's just because you have the ideas of these characters in your head, and then you see it in a show and it just doesn't mesh right. But I did not care for the Apple show. I think what they did is for the trailers they had to make because the books are quite funny. Um, but there's never like a punchline, right? It's just
Hmm.
funny because of this like you're mostly hearing everything like the internal monologue is that of a robot has gained sentience and refers to himself as a murder bot, right? Because like he is a security bot, but all he's there for is to kill shit that is going to attack his
Hmm.
people, right? Um, and he doesn't give a shit about anything. He just uh, but like yeah, so it's all from this person's like there'll be this clearly as a human you understand the situation is so dire and so important and lives are at stake, and he's like just doesn't give a shit, right? And like a lot of the humor comes from that or from him not understanding human, interactions and stuff. But in the show, they try and make all of it like punchlines and jokes and stuff, whereas like
Yeah.
it's just the observations of a very humane but inhuman creature is like really funny in the but in the show they're like joke joke joke, and they tried to make what is a funny book a funny show in a different sort of humor. I don't know, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It still
adaptations
was fine.
are
I didn't
always.
dislike it. I was just kind of like, man, I don't watched like 3 episodes as they were coming out and never got back into it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that it's you got to understand why people are there and why you have been successful, and you can always shift tones and whatever, but I think within like a contained series, it's unless the story dictates it, I just feel like you should stick with the reason why people enjoy the thing that you're doing, and I don't know if the reason that people really love Stranger Things was like, all these big action set pieces, because that's not what it was. And, same
But
thing with the comedy.
unfavorite robot Doug said Eddie from Fallout New Vegas. That is a scary.
Mm,
If I
mm,
remember, that's the Mr. House drum. Um, yeah.
yeah. Um, we have a link in the description where you can submit questions and thoughts and stories and all kinds of things. We have a question from Rundle who asks, "What is your guilty pleasure anime?"
Don't necessarily know I have one because I haven't ever really gone back and watched an anime a long time. I rarely
Yeah.
rewatch things except for
Yeah, I don't really rewatch stuff either. But is that
that's
is
kind
that
of
what
not
guilty
true.
pleasure is?
I'll put things on and then like kind of go through them. Like I've rewatched a couple of things just because like it's good. Like if you know what it is already, you put it on the TV. Like I've rewatched Arrested
Yeah.
Development a couple times because that's a huge. Watch Frasier.
The
But
only things that I rewatch are when I've already seen it and I wanna, like, watch it with my girlfriend or something. I'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Hey, you've never seen this, we'll rewatch it." So, like, I've rewatched
yeah.
all of, like, Righteous Gemstones as of now,
Like
but,
the other
like,
day, I wanted to rewatch Schitt's Creek. I saw it on a thing, and I was like, that was a good show.
it was a good show.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if there was anything, it would probably be that is. If you're an elder millennial,
I what
it's the
what does
fucking show.
guilty pleasure mean to you?
Oh, guilty pleasure. Yeah, okay. I was just
I didn't say what's your favorite anime. What's your favorite guilty pleasure anime?
oh, I don't think there is one. I don't. None of them are guilty. Like, I mean,
No?
I think like my thing that I probably would, if you were gonna be like, put something in the anime genre on that, yeah, like Howl's Moving Castle. Is like the, I know everybody loves Spirit. Whatever reason, Howl's Moving is like my favorite of the Miyazaki film. And so like maybe yeah, but that's not guilty, right? None of it's guilty.
Okay, well, for me, it's Food Wars.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen Food Wars?
I watched an episode or two, but I haven't seen.
Yeah, everybody is like that. So it's so hard, and it's not even like a guilty pleasure, but it's something that like it is so hard to explain to people because they have seen scenes of just like somebody eats some food and then all their clothes blow off and they have an orgasm and it's like just over the top.
Yeah,
Um and that is how it is for the first season. It's very fan servicey and I wish it wasn't because I feel like their intention was to get people in with the fan service, but for me and people I know in my life, that drives them away from the show, which is
yeah,
it's actually a very, very
yeah. I
good
mean,
show.
it's a show that you gotta you like if somebody walks in while you're watching it, you might have to do some
Right,
explaining, right?
change the channel, like, "Oh, no,"
Yeah,
like, turn the channel. But, like there's still fan service in the later seasons, but they tone them way down, but it's like it is such a good show. The art is so beautiful, especially when it comes to food. They break down food theory, recipe, food science, the history of different Japanese cuisines, really kind of inventive stuff. And there's like the whole thing is like there's these like culinary schools that are vying for control over kind of like the government more or less. Like it's like a high stakes pretty interesting, well-written, funny, very good food anime that just happens to have a lot of boobies in the first season, and you're
yeah.
like, but it's so good, and I love that anime. It's so hard to like convince people that I'm not just perving out. It's
I
actually a good show.
I'm glad that the like how do we? I feel like it's not like it was an American thing, but I do think we helped push this whole like culinary spotlight for with there were a lot of shows that played a role, but no reservations, a big one I think for the millennial generation. But, like a lot of shows, a lot of things pushed forward the whole culinary spotlight, right? I would love to really know, like, I guess it really did start with Julia Childs. I mean, she kind of made this. Also, if you have not
Right. So
watched Julia
the
on
idea of
HBO, god damn, that show's fuck.
is it?
Yeah, oh, it's so good. Uh, but like it kind of spreading out and getting to the point where like there's cooking video games, cooking animes, there's like culinary food stuff in general is just like a big entertainment vertical,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
great. And I think when we were growing up, it certainly was nowhere near as or as it is.
I think that probably comes, like you said, from the celebrity chef, and I think it also kind of just builds into like, I mean, the YouTube side of things, like cooking and chefs is also a very large YouTube vertical as well, and
Oh
so
yeah,
it's just very like, yeah, um, which yeah, I mean, I love, I do really enjoy my dramas and my comedies and stuff like that, but like reality television, competition television, that's always fun for me to watch, and especially when you can like come up with like really cool stories and arcs just based off of, and there's always probably some level of scripting and retakes and stuff to that kind of stuff. But it's still, yeah, especially, yeah, I don't know, cooking being a passion. I think it's a lot of fun. But yeah, there's another anime. It's got a really long name, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's
Delicious. That's like
no, it's
culinary animation.
much longer than that. Something about like my secret power or something. Uh,
Did you watch that Korean show? God, what's it? Cooking, cooking in the past or something. I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it's about a lady who's like a really hoity-toity modern day chef, and she gets isekai'd back in the day and has to be like the chef.
mm,
I haven't watched it, but
this
it's on
is
my like list to watch.
Yeah, this is very, very similar to that. It's a guy who gets isekai'd into like a video game world or something. It's called Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill.
Hmm.
And yeah, so everybody has like, combat skills, but his skill is that he can open up a digital marketplace and order ingredients online.
Huh.
And so the whole thing is just he cooks, and through cooking he befriends Fenrir, who's like, giant wolf. And so it's like this god wolf that can kill anything. And so everybody's like, oh, he's so powerful. And he hangs out because the guy cooks for him. And
Yeah.
it's really dumb. But hey. There was also, didn't you and I play Chef Brigade together, or was that me and somebody else?
Yeah.
It was I think it was a Switch title. Where you like, it's
Oh
like a
yeah,
puzzle
yeah, the
game.
puzzle one. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Monster Chef Brigade.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like I wish there was more cooking RPGs. I'm sure there are and I just don't know about them, but that kind
Eh,
of genre.
really want. I know
There's
there's a couple of things that are really adjacent. There's a really popular one that's about being like an apothecary, like you run a potion shop and
Mhm.
you do cauldron kind of stuff. But in Moonlighter, I think it was a really fun like action RPG game that was about like running an item shop, right? Like you went into the dungeons at night, got shit, and then sold them in the day to adventurers, and like that kind of had an element. And the whole time I played that game, like I want this, but like town chef. I know there's a couple that are kind of
yeah. I mean, something even like, what's the one with the scuba diver whose name's Bob?
oh Dave the Diver,
Dave,
Dave the
not
Diver,
Bob. That's okay.
Dave the
Yeah.
Diver kind of hit it, but I
Yeah,
wanted some
something like
cooking
Dave
mini game.
Right. Yeah,
Give me
something
that cooking mama mini.
more more cooking focused, more like restaurant management focused. That was the part of the game that kind of fell apart for me. The other part of it was really fun. Or like Suikoden 2, like one of my favorite parts of that game is like every once in a while just a chef from a different land will come to your castle and throw down against you in like a food battle, and you'll have to use the ingredients that you've collected, and all the judges have different tastes, and you've got to like, I don't know, that kind of stuff is
Chef RPG, kind of like
Chef RPG. I
it's
think I have played.
it's
That's
in
kind of like
early access.
blocky.
It's pretty. It's like a little bit, or it's like a
I'm
you
opening
know
up
if
Steam.
you think um Stardew
Oh, I don't.
Valley is the NES, this is the SNES graphical version of that, right? It's only in
Okay,
early
so
access. I have not played it because I very much want to play it.
I have it. I have it on Steam. I just haven't downloaded it or played it.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Epic Chef, which is okay. But yeah.
yeah. A lot of games where like wait until 1.0.
Stories of Seder, you is pitching us a cookie mystery game. And I tell you what, one day when Party Up becomes big enough, we will open up a game dev side of things. And we will make the video games that we want to play.
They
But
would
I like
I
that. That's some cool
couldn't
idea.
not just and I mean I know it's not illegal actually games. It's just like take two of your favorite games and mash them.
I mean, everybody's doing that.
I know.
I mean, that is the entire mobile market,
Yeah.
is just reskinning other, like, I I'm not a big phone gamer, but, every once in a while, especially if I'm going on a trip or something and I don't wanna bring my, Steam Deck, I'll just kinda, like, play around and buy things. Everything is just a reskin of everything else. I can't tell you how many different Vampire Survivors,
Oh
and I don't
yeah.
even know if Vampire Survivors is the original, but,
I mean,
like,
not of the twin stick shooter, but the way
well, it's
they
not,
did the rogue like. Um,
yeah, but
oop,
it's not even a twin stick, it's just like an auto shooter
and
horde
some
in this
abilities
horde
are twin.
kinda. Yeah. Yeah, but just like, even down to like, to the point to where I don't need to be introduced to this game. I understand that I have this thing that functions like garlic, but it's not called garlic, and I have this thing that functions like whatever you're supposed to combine with garlic to make the upgraded weapon. And so I get those two things, and then sure enough, I get the upgraded. Like, I already have the recipes in my head because every game is just a clone of it, even down to the weapons and the buffs
Yeah.
and how they combo and stuff.
If you, I
So it's
mean,
like
go get
dating
on your fucking phone and download This Is Not a Game.
right now. You
Yeah.
want to do this right now? Okay.
And then the next time you're trying to play some dumb shit, just play that instead.
Okay.
Fucking
Uh,
magnificent, not a game.
um, Souls like dating sim. I think that the dating sim side of things, I had an idea back in the day, and I just completely escaped me. Do you happen to remember at all what my dating sim idea was? Okay. Um, there was and is a, well, it's not around anymore. Um, very not super popular podcast called Cool Games Inc. It was with Griffin McElroy and this other guy who I think did some bad stuff and ultimately got himself and that show canceled. I think it was a part of Polygon. Uh, but all they would do was just come up with games and game ideas. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And they were very, very silly. But every episode was like, okay, we're going to just mash things together until we come up with a fun idea for the game. Very funny podcast, and they had a 50 states dating sim where you date all 50 of the states.
Hmm.
It was pretty good. They actually had a lot of really fun ideas in there. They said at one point they're like, you could totally make these games. We're not going to come after you. And so, maybe we can hit that well for some fun ideas. I
Yeah,
think it would also be fun to do a podcast like that, but I don't think I'm quick enough on my feet or in the game world enough.
I think if I were to mash games together,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like my perfect game loop, right? Like that's the thing you want. Go to the base, you fucking upgrade shit, whatever. Then you go out and you do, vampire. Like that's every like new Vampire Survivors was made much better by having like a home base that you improve, and then like all this really
Yeah.
more intricate meta progression, right? And like that's kind of the game loop. Um, I feel like if I could have a little bit more think I almost really love the old school like D&D CRPG kind of that's like really bad but good. There's a lot of modern games. But it's so great. And it's
You want
like
in
first
turn
person.
based?
What's like first person dungeon crawlers of like way back in the day. Um
Mhm.
and there are some really good modern takes on it, but like if you could add that to blueprints and you going in there finding, you know, go into this abyss
Blueprints with combat.
that's different every time, and you're killing monsters and harvesting plants at and then you're coming out and you're
Okay, so
doing
first thing I'm
the
writing
cooking
down.
and stuff. Like and then it's like I think it's Blueprint Stardew, but like culinary vibe, right?
So roguelike cooking and gathering crafting.
Yes.
Okay. Roguelike cooking, gathering, crafting, puzzle solving. or do you not care about the puzzle solving
Oh, there's
aspect?
definitely puzzles. It's like
Okay,
I think
puzzle
a lot of
solving.
puzzles is gonna be like, and maybe you are growing some crops, but this crop's only gonna grow if you consistently in the random generator, like blueprint style. You have to be able to find shadow biome water, and then if you're not finding it, you can't grow that plant. Like you kind of have these things where you need to focus your dungeon builds to match or complement crops way. Then you can have a lot of just like I'm gathering. I got this fucking I'm growing
Mm.
jade garlic. I'll be the
Okay, what do you do with the food?
sell it.
Okay, so you sell it. What do you do with the money?
Upgrade.
Okay.
Because I
I'm
mean,
just I'm
we're
just
gonna
writing
start.
down the buzzwords to like try to
Yeah,
figure out how to,
we're gonna start.
multiplayer, single player.
I mean, I think the core competency is single, but you should be able to multi.
Okay.
I think the
Single
start
with
here,
multi.
right? Here's the start. Is like all these games. You're dead, but we're gonna switch it up. Your grandma's die.
Right.
Grandma's die too. Also have inheritance. Uh,
Yeah, women do historically live longer than men, so it
yes.
would make more sense for her to pass away second.
Is there an honorary for a non-binary grand?
A grand person?
Your grand person. Fucking your grand person. Okay, they leave you this little plot of land. On it, you find coal. Every day, the little ground cave leads to. You can get things that are in the world but are nowhere near you, that aren't in the world, blah, blah, blah. And at first, you have to wait. And every weekend, that you have to do it all like 5 days. And
We
then on the weekend,
like
you're going to the
real
fair.
weekend
No, no, in
or
game
game
weekend.
okay, in game
So
weekend.
you
Okay.
can only
So
sell shit on the
not a
weekend
real
because you
clock.
go to a fair, right?
Okay.
And
So
then you get
time, day, week,
you make enough
tracker.
money, and then you buy the food truck, right?
Mhm.
And then so you can sell things more regularly.
Sorry,
Uh,
C-Dub says, "Wouldn't it just be grandparent?" Yes, it would.
fuck, grandparent, it was right there the whole. Um. Anyways, that doesn't sound as woke as grandparent. Uh, we're trying to fucking virtue, okay, Cubs. Um. So yeah, and then you upgrade to the truck, which lets you do more days, and then you obviously upgrade to the restaurant. You get higher employees. Um,
Okay, okay.
so there's
So
staff management.
employee AI staff.
Some employees are
Uh,
good at this, bad. Like I think Path of Exile actually introduced a good like hiring system where you have to manage a town, and it's very simple, but it has enough depth to keep you interested and also look. Also, Dave the Diver kind of did that. Right? They have different stat bars. I think Dave the Diver did it kind of just great. And yeah, so you just kind of
so like
are
skill tree,
trying to get, and I mean the end goal is obviously the Michelin,
the Michelin dungeon, right?
trying to get your stars.
The stars have been stolen by.
No, they've just not been awarded because you don't own a hoity-toity fucking restaurant. You know? And
Oh,
like
oh, so
that's
they're
it.
awarded.
So
They're not physical stars that you're going to get. You're
no,
trying to get your
no.
stars.
I mean,
Okay,
maybe
okay,
we could get fun with it, but like you're trying to get the best restaurant in the world from your dungeon, right? And like that includes a lot of things. Like we're gonna, you know, late stage, but like it's not just the food. Food obviously
it's
matters,
the
but much like the
decor,
mission, the
right?
decor. So you're gonna have to find some
Okay.
really cool shit from the dungeon to pull out and decorate, right?
All right, let me flip this whole thing. Skill tree, right?
Oh, of course.
Crafting, right?
Yeah. I mean, crafting, cooking.
I don't know how to do this without overcomplicating things. I was about to flip this into an MMO so that people would have to rely on each other for certain skills. Like, if you really want like some nice tables, you got to go find a carpenter.
Damn, we just accidentally made Jeff Bezos' new world. Fuck. Nah,
Man,
like
I
I know
wish
what you
New
mean,
World was
but
good. Um, Britannia says add gambling.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Gambling.
little Grambling. I mean, there's gonna be you're gonna run into the fucking nasty little imp in the dungeon, right? And he's gonna
Uh,
offer you. Might be giving you good shit. He might be lying, you know. But
okay.
yeah, I do think that's it. I think this like if blueprints that dungeon building, that manor building mechanic was
Hmm.
expanded and had, the most modern thing is kind of like,
Hold
you know,
on, Seder though. Seder did hop in because we do have to think about monetization here. Gotcha system with anime girls. How do we build that into this game?
I think
Employees?
anthropomorphized chef knives, paddles, things like that.
So your tools are gotchas.
Yeah, because because also obviously chef knife, um, pot, pan, these kind of things, when you're in the dungeon, are gonna
Right.
transform into talking sword, talking shield,
Hmm.
things like that.
And then the end of the game, we reveal that you actually weren't going into a dungeon and your tools weren't turning into talking swords or shields. You just went behind the dumpster of the restaurant and got real high
I
every
don't
time.
think that's a good end
No, you don't like that ending? Okay, we can
because
workshop it.
people are
It's not.
eating your food.
Hold on, let me get Chat GPT open and see.
No, don't get ChatGPT.
To choke. Um, Also have a Godzilla crossover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
so I do like the gotcha being like the tools and stuff because then you don't have to worry about like crafting knives and stuff because then that adds in like a whole element of like you got to get mining and all that stuff. Whereas if you just gotcha them, you don't have to worry about that unless you want your silence is telling me that you are now wanting to do craftable knives.
I mean, realistically, you don't need actual microtransaction. Like, let's just make a game.
That I don't know who you are.
I
Okay,
mean, yeah, but now
I'll take
I'm thinking
gotcha out.
about if Stardew came out and like the fucking costumes were microtransactions, be as good as it is.
No, no, you're
And
very
then they'd
right.
also keep making dumber and dumber costumes and shit, and it's stupid.
All right, so we'll stay
There can be a gotcha
non-jokey,
mechanic inside the game. That's fine, but I don't know.
but
Gotcha is fine.
not a real right, not a real world money gotcha, but an in-game money gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this game set in modern or fantasy day
I think. Have you
or the
watched?
future?
This is a wild one. Have you watched Sex Ed?
Familiar with it, but no, I haven't watched it.
Oh
It's
damn.
like 80s, isn't it?
Well, but everybody has iPhones.
Oh, so it feels like the 80s, but it's modern.
Yeah, it's like not. Yeah, it's like just vaguely modern.
Vaguely modern
Yeah.
setting. All right.
I mean, because you got a food truck, right? Like but it doesn't. We don't need to be as tech.
Wait, food truck. Oh, so we're upgrading the restaurant as well around us.
Yeah,
So
you
we're starting off with
start.
like a little stand, like a little hot
Yeah,
dog
you
stand.
start like
Okay.
after your first week of dungeoning and fixing up your farm. The mayor shows up and he's like, "Yo, dog, we're having a little fucking Saturdays first Saturday and Sunday morning every week. There's a farmers market. Your plot of land has a stall attached to it. Sell anything stuff you found on your farm. That's how this starts, right? And then
Mm,
you start cooking so you can upgrade your farm. dilapidated shit. Insert Robin characters help to fix a hole in your roof. And then yeah, you go from there, and then you're like, damn, this is fun. Let me get a food truck so I can sell, you know, ads 2 days a week. You can sell food, and then you get the restaurants, you sell food every day. But then you need hella employees, so you gotta be ready. Blah
Right.
blah. Like,
So your employees are doing things like, bussing tables, serving, cooking the things that you are putting on the menu so that you don't necessarily have to like constantly be doing cooking mini games or whatever. Do you ever get to a point where you can hire somebody to go into the dungeon for you?
I think that should be a mechanic. There should always be like either you need to be the head chef and you're hiring a dungeonman, or you're the dungeonman and you're hiring a head chef kind of. Like I feel like
Oh,
you
so
can't
you
do
need to be in
both.
one position or the other.
I mean, maybe you just let the play, but yeah, I do feel like there also is some sort of like meta currency like energy that's gonna make it challenging. Well, if you do,
Right, right.
but if you
Okay.
really want to invest in energy mitigation,
Let's talk art style. What are we doing?
I mean, I think it's the in my head it's two different, but you could if you wanted the combat in the dungeons to be a little bit more Souls like, which I feel like is also totally might be the best case scenario, then the entire game can be third person. And I would say almost. Do you remember the indie game Bastion?
Mhm.
Like Bastion,
Okay.
I think
A
Bastion
little bit
also
more
works because it
compassion.
had a really cool environment where like there was nothing around you because it was like built like the ground raised up as you went, which kind of feels like it fits vibe of like a procedurally.
I just sneezed, I apologize. But yes, Bastion. I like it. Um, Dungeon Delver and Kitchen Keeper. Dispatch. Have you played Dispatch?
No,
Okay. I didn't
kind of
totally get that
interested, but
reference.
also
Doug says Dispatch but food trucks. I'm not familiar with Dispatch enough to know. It's kind of like a Telltale, though, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I hear the actual gameplay mode are what let. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't played, and I've kind of stayed away from understanding anything about it, minus hearing stuff around the watering hole because I do think I
Yeah.
want to play it, but also
I just
I
know
don't
there's a
know.
bunch of YouTubers in it, right?
Yeah, that really kind of turns me off.
Talk yourself out of work.
No, I mean it's the same with anything. Like fucking Keanu Reeves really turned me off of Cyberpunk. Like the main reason I
Yeah.
never bought it. I don't like video games are about immersion. And then you're like, oh, but it's this guy from that. It's the same thing with actors. I've been on this fucking high horse forever. It's like fame should be the like cyanide to actors. It should be.
Yeah.
Like I want to see people. I don't know who this fucker is. So when he's that character, he's that character. I do not want to see. Oh, it's fucking Ryan Reynolds. What version of Ryan Reynolds is he playing today? The slightly meaner one, the charming one. Like it's fucking stupid. That's
Yeah.
not really a dig
No,
on
I get
Ryan.
that.
That's a dig on how the industry works. He's just getting. He's just getting tagged.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, it's not the actor's fault. Because, of course, somebody's like, hey, do you want millions of dollars? You're going to say yes.
Fuck yeah. And you're like, what do you want me to do? And they're like, pretty much just do what you just did in that last movie, but a little grumpier. You're a
Yeah.
superhero this time. You're a bad guy this. Um, yeah,
That's
fame,
fair.
cyanide.
Yeah. I can't. I was going to try to be contrarian and like argue with you on that, but I don't want to because I agree with you. And also, I can't think of a single actor where I'm like, but no, I would really like to continue seeing this person and everything. I don't know, like, I don't even do I have a favorite actor? I don't even know if I have a
I
favorite
think
actor.
it's a little different for some things, right? Like,
Yeah, I think comedy tends to be the
yeah.
exception to the rule of literally everything because it's like it's comedy, who cares?
Well, and I
But
do
yeah,
think
anything that's
comedy
like
actors are kind of better. Like, I mean, if you look at like Robin Williams, like he did a lot of different shit, even though it's always Robin Williams. It's like
Mhm.
way more varied than Ryan Reynolds, right? Um, I think there's a lot of
Oh,
examples of that, but
Michael Mando. I always like seeing Michael Mando and stuff regardless of what it is. So he's gonna be my exception. I think Michael Mando can always get whatever role he
there's some
wants.
fools that are like 1 degree of separation away that I see in shit sometimes. And I'm always like just rooting for 'em. Like I kind of,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember what
Uh
it was ages ago. I can't remember what fucking watching. Like the guy, they were were detectives of some sort. They were going to a hotel to find out shit, and the guy behind the counter that was really didn't give a shit about their investigation or care at all was Nathan Barnett, and I was like, oh, it's my guy. It's my fucking dude. He's on
yeah,
the
okay.
TV.
Yeah,
And like,
Nathan's always fun to see too, yeah.
yeah, but like, so like, personal connection, I'm rooting for you. No personal connection, fuck you, Morgan. And you're amazing. You're in one of the best movies ever made. A Shawshank is a fucking masterpiece. Made it that. But also, now you are that. I don't know. Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman's not the worst. And
No,
he's
no,
pretty
not at
good.
all. Yeah, there are those I think probably Chris Pratt, unfortunately, is one of the worst
Oh,
ones recently.
so bad.
He's been kinda just getting all over everything. Yeah, no, Michael Mando is, what's his name from, Far Cry? Voss?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he's every time I see him pop up in something, I'm always really happy. He's got a pretty major role in Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I
He's very likable.
Stater and people are saying Keanu is good, and I don't care if he's good. It's the fact that every time he shows up, I think of our world and not the world of Cyberpunk 7. Like that's the problem. It breaks
Yeah.
immersion having famous guy from Thing,
Yeah,
from
I have
real
that
world.
issue. I have that issue too with directors. Like when I'm watching a movie and it just feels so Tim Burton or so Wes Anderson, I'm just like,
Yeah, except for I love
you're
Wes
taking
Anderson.
me. I know you do, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Oh yeah, I know what you're
it
saying.
takes me out of it. I'm just like, I never finished Cyberpunk. I was playing it and then it broke and glitched so bad that like I could see through the whole world and something was broken and I couldn't do something. And every time I loaded it, it did the same thing. And then they fixed it and I was like, I don't really want to start it over. So I just
Apparently, it
hopped.
plays great these. Yeah,
I
I
will
also.
probably never go back to it, but we'll
It
see.
also apparently plays great on this.
Huh. I would be more likely to play it on the Steam Deck, but I'm just not. I don't know. I think I've reached an age now where I have my my Factorios and my Rim Worlds and those kinds of things that I can do. But if other than that, I need to be playing multiplayer games to be playing games because I don't. It's more of a social thing for me at this point. I think I don't want a 80-hour single player experience anymore. Not saying that's bad. Like people, I'm sure a lot of people do, but it's just not. I can't do it anymore.
Should be doing that. I mean, no, you shouldn't. You are a contrarian, and
Yeah, I mean that is a 80-hour single player experience, isn't it?
nah, it's like 30.
Still, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like,
It's not that long.
regardless of it, I'm just not in the point to be playing single player story driven stuff anymore. It's just not really my. I don't have the wants for that currently, at least, or the time. Um, but speaking of You're wanting to do something on Thursday, next Thursday, right? You're wanting to
Yeah,
stream?
well, probably a game comes out or a game that I would like to play. I think kind of relay. So
So that day, we are going to stream a mystery game. You got to give me any hints? None. Is it a shooter? Okay.
fuck, that was a hint. Uh, yeah, it'll be fine. I'm trying to look at my. I also hate saying this. Just like I don't know how fucked I'm.
Well, so I didn't stream last night.
Oh,
I was getting set up to. If we can't, if you can't, then I'll just solo stream on Thursday. So either way, we'll stream a video game
it's also
Thursday.
I always like starting earlier. Like I want to start at like 4:35. We
Okay.
have a
Or
meeting that I mean it's a 30-minute meeting Thursdays. And
that
yesterday's
tends
30
to go
minute
for
meeting was 3.5 hours long.
yeah. But if we have hard out, then we can just be like, hey, we gotta go. Sorry, gotta stream.
But we don't.
But we could.
You can't call leaving to play video games a hard out like when we have
You
actual
can
business
when
to
it's your
do.
job.
I mean, yeah, but the more important part of the job is like all that fucking business admin shit we were doing for 3 hours.
We part of that conversation was completely pointless and could have been cut. And
Most
the other
of them
part of it
are.
was yeah, I'm just saying. When we need to condense business down into 30 minutes, we can do it. Again, it's constraints. You need to have constraints on things. If we could just sit in a room and talk all day about business stuff. And that's kind of what we did because nobody was like, "Oh, I need to go do a thing or whatever." But like most of that meeting was just kind of BS. So, I don't think if we needed to do I mean, just call it 5, right? We just do 5 on Thursday.
Okay, put it on.
All right. 5 o'clock Central Standard Time next Thursday. We are streaming something.
Yeah,
Gloss is asking about Schedule 1. We might pick Schedule 1 back up. Uh,
now we want.
you don't think so?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm too much of
Okay.
a like I like with single player games I don't care. But with things that are so like strongly multiplayer, unless they are truly exceptional, I want to be on the zeitgeist vibe with them. And yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. Also, it's fun. It's good. It's like a 7, and I don't have time for. I think that's
Well, I
fair.
mean, aside from hitting us up with questions or if you needed advice or whatever, you can also leave game suggestions. I know I want to play either with you or Sam. We need to do some abiotic factor.
Yeah, that was
Um,
fun when we played the first early access,
we need to do some enshrouded. You want to wait for that to 1.0, which I get.
and now you've already played a
uh
bunch.
I've played like not a lot of it at all. i
Oh
haven't
yeah,
left
let's go
the
check.
I haven't left the starting area.
Oh yeah, you've only got 43 hours on
That was an
Enshrouded.
over. That's
Crazy,
definitely
crazy,
definitely an overnight
wild.
situation.
Okay, all right. So just 20
Um,
hours then? Like what?
it's probably closer to 10. I've probably got about 10 hours on it. Um, I mean, things like Minecraft are always
I just have
classics.
it's like
No, no Minecrafts for you.
it's it's good. It's just like, I've had that meal 100 times.
Sure, sure.
That
Grounded.
game Raft, that game was cool. We played that in early access and never after it's finished. Might be cool.
Yeah, we go back to rafts. Um, Factorio, there's no way I can get you guys to play with me.
You move at a speed that's unhinged.
I'm
I
not
mean, I
even
think what it should be is that it's like four normal humans racing you. Like you have a different one, and it's like the first team to get to space. It's just you or four idiots. Who's faster?
uh um Fortnite, I cannot get into Fortnite. In general, any kind of shooter, I is just not it doesn't click in my brain. I'm okay and I can struggle bus along for like an episode, but it would never be any kind of regular thing for me.
Yeah. See,
Like
that's
I could throw down and play Arc Raiders with you,
yeah,
but probably just for one session. I don't imagine
yeah.
I would stick.
I mean,
Uh,
we got. There is also a friend slop coming down the pipeline that I know about that I can't talk about
you
right
can't
out.
talk about it because other job or because friend.
A lot of reasons.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about then, but word. Um, Brimworld. I'll probably if I end up solo streaming, I'll probably solo stream Brimworld because that's kind of a single player.
Yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
also the thing. Is like mainly I do like if I dump a lot of hours in something, for the most part, like I mean I do love a dwarf, love kind of that kind of shit. Usually, if it's multiplayer, there's things like Satisfactory that I've played with you that are fantastic. I love a big craftathon, but for the most part,
Mhm.
it is competitive game. That is like I like a lot, and you're not a people. So
I'm not. I am a PvP guy when it comes to strategy, but anything like
that's the
like
thing. I don't have the APM to do that ever.
well, that's what I'm saying. Not like RTS. I'm talking like things that don't require APM.
Oh, okay,
Like like I don't like League of Legends, but I do like TFT.
okay.
Yeah, so like,
I wish
I
they'd
don't like
hurry up and make another good TFT. You know what?
another good set
Yeah,
or another okay. You haven't touched this current
I
set.
looked at it. It didn't hook.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I'm sure like if a good TFT set comes out, that's stuff we could stream.
Excellent. I like TFT. I feel like I could.
Sorry. So so TFT is Team Fight Tactics. It is a sub game within League of Legends, and it's what's called auto chess. So you kind of like build a team of characters that have different powers and moves, and every round they fight another team, but you can't control them during the team. So what you control is your team composition and the like weapons and stuff that they use, but it's like an auto battler kind of thing. Gloss was asking. She said, "So many acronyms." You might not
Yeah,
have been asking. You might have
we
known, but
I'm down to it. Absolutely. If it's a good, I will clear the calendar and I will go 12 hours a day. Like when a TFT set is good, I am a
yeah, we can
and
mess that up.
I will try and get. That's the thing. That's the thing. Every 2 weeks, straight, a fucking grind. But
I like it.
I don't know. The set's got to hit, and this one didn't seem. Next one it says April,
April.
maybe pen.
Okay. Okay,
Why do
potentially
I think there's
April.
a bunch of dumb?
We got a wedding, yeah. Um, I would really also like to get into another MMO with you. I think that would be fun. Like,
I
I
wish they
know
made good
that,
ones.
yeah, I know that New World was frustrating, but I had a lot of fun.
New World wasn't frustrating. New World was very good. It's just New World lacked. Uh,
Player base.
No, not even player based. Remember the real problem was, well, the giant PvP events were like unplayable lag mess. That
Yeah.
sucked. In it was in even the mechanics of the in-game dungeon bosses extremely fun and we really liked them. But remember, you were capped to one key a week, kind of like a
Oh,
Mogg
right.
or something like that. And the
Yeah, yeah.
only way to get more was to like hope a couple bosses would drop it. So you just ended up doing a boring dungeon 100 times so that somebody would get a key so you could go the cool one, try the cool one once because they were challenging and fun and you would lose.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, it sucked because remember that fight with the up on the really fucking high tree thing with that like pirate lightning lady? Damn, that shit
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah.
That was hype ass gameplay right there.
That tree
Um,
gave me so much stress climbing because I was
yeah,
like, "I'm
dude,
gonna fall, I'm gonna fall,
dude,
I'm gonna
that was a
fall."
long dungeon. That was
It was a
good
long ass
fucking
dungeon.
gaming, right? And especially because it was
Yeah.
like we were at max level like so fast, and so there weren't
Yeah.
fucking guides. Like that's the thing that kills. Um, is one of my favorite YouTube have a holding ideas. They have a video. It's like 2 hours long about why it's rude to suck at Warcraft. And
Because there's so much info out there that you can just
well,
read.
yeah, it kind of talks about how the like prolific meta in information, how the internet in it in a whole like kind of ruins the magic of MMOs. Like you
Mm.
no longer figure things out. You just look somebody else influences people with no jobs. They figure it out, and then you do it. In like that communal shift, uh, yeah, it just kind of fucking ruins MMOs in general. Unless you're at the forefront of them, and
Right.
like MMOs is something where I don't no fucking point playing that unless you're starting the servers. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
So we need to find a new MMO, and then we can bring everybody who's watching into our clan or guild or whatever system they have. Chad eats that stuff up like crack cocaine. And be, number one in the world. We just need a good new MMO. I would like if I could go back and just like reset my brain on New World and go back to the time when it launched. Like it was a really fun time. I really
I was
enjoyed
cutting
playing
down
that.
trees, gathering hemp, dude. That was good shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of fumbled it. There are a lot of MMOs, not in easy.
Well, especially because, like you said, we rushed in game. Like we were tryhards in that game, and we were like, going like top PvP guilds, you know, max level within like a couple days. I'm sure they rolled out a lot more and fixed a lot more in game as people got to it. It's just we were there so fast, and I'm sure they just, they're not building their games around us. They're building it around the casual
There's
who's
that
gonna
big
take
one coming out in
months to get to max
2026
level.
that's been in early access. Ashes of Creation. That one, I think that was the guy that fucking did lose um something software. You remember that drama?
No.
I'm
Weird
sure
loser
people.
dude.
He's like a streamer who. This is just like top level knowledge from so many articles making fun of him. He's like a guy who had a lot of nepotism, I guess, and also like just acts all high and mighty because he worked at Blizzard, but it's like because his dad was like an example. Point is, he was like a super fucking tech bitch, and I think he was like I don't know had some investment in this game, and was essentially like just being a really like a real big piece of shit in saying like oh our guilds are gonna like make sure you can't have any fun and stuff, and then he would get beaten by other people, and then like like report it to the moderators. He was just a dickhead. But I'm looking at there's a game called Chrono Odyssey. Targeting a 2026 MMO. Crit Veil.
I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask the chat if they want to play. Um Spirit Veil. Or Chrono Odyssey might contain inappropriate content, according to Steam.
Monsters and Mim.
I don't know how I feel about Chrono Odyssey. Ash's Creation, maybe. Well, we'll do some research, but yeah, if you guys have any ideas for either games for us to play and stream or MMOs that you want to play with us or questions or if you need
You could.
advice,
I mean,
use
neither
that
of us
forum.
were big. I played some. I never got like.
Yeah,
I know old school RuneScape is like still just like a modern renaissance popping off.
really.
It's
I
also
I think
very
that could be
single player friendly.
yeah. I think it would be fun for a video or two, but I don't know if I could stick with that. This looks like some Second Life shit.
But one.
Uh, RuneScape 3?
Oh yeah, no, it's just old school popular one. I don't think any.
Gotcha.
There is some cool new takes on WoW.
Pirate Software.
That was the.
Is that the guy? Okay. Well, cool. You got anything else for me? You want to wrap? I just realized that we are 27 minutes over that hour. Not that we have a time limit on this show. It's as long as we want, I guess. But
Yeah, man. Well, I think I actually am chilling today.
no, do you want to play some video games and just start streaming?
Is there a good one?
I mean, you don't want to do Enshrouded. You refuse to do Pal World. I mean, I would need a quick break to grab some lunch, do some laundry, but I could come back at like 2 and stream for. Oh, you know what? I have a meeting.
Yeah, I was just looking at your calendar. 2 to 4.
Work. No, that 3 p.m. is not for me. That's just on my calendar, so I can watch people doing things. I have a meeting from 2 to 3, but I could come back at 3 and play for a couple hours if you wanted to. Play from 3 to 5, 3 to 4.
If there's a good game, not commit.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll either see you in a few hours or next Thursday to stream some mystery game. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, it'll be fun.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Games. Send us good games. Or